attributes? Do you want to select a list of attributes? Do you want to select some metrics? Do you want to choose what goes into the report, and so on? Let me move on to the hands-on. In this report, what we're going to do is we are going to open a prompted report and we're going to run it. And we are going to choose some prompt answers and we'll save it. And we are going to open a second report that uses the same prompts. But instead of reselecting my answers, I'm going to reuse those prompt answers. So detailed instructions, we are going to log into MicroStrategy and we are going to search for sales by supplier and quarter report. Then you would notice that you're prompted with these two required prompts over here. That's how it looks like in the screenshot. So you have to search for you have to search for the suppliers, and you have to search for the quarters, and you have to definitely give some prompt answer before executing the report. Once we select the prompt answer, by default some answers were already selected. We are going to disable them. Then we are going to add new suppliers. We are going to save that answer. Similarly, we are going to remove the pre-selected quarter answers over here. Then we are going to add new quarters to my list. Then we are going to save these answers again. We are going to run the report and view the data in the report. Now, what we are going to do now is we are going to go to another report by the name San Diego Sales. And we are going to, now this report, if you see in the previous report, also had suppliers and quarters. In this report also has the same prompts, but I know what I want to select as suppliers and quarters. It's the same as my previous report. Instead of redoing everything that I did in the previous report, I'm going to choose an option called load answers, and that will load the answers for the suppliers that I chose in the previous report. Similarly, I'm going to do for quarters, and we're going to see what the report looks like. After we do that, we are going to create a new report. We are going to add a report filter, and I'm going to show you how to convert a report filter to a prompt. And just quickly, I'm going to create a blank report with customers, with the attribute customer city, call center, and customer region. Then I'm going to add a matrix called profit. Then I'm going to add customer city to the report filter pane, and I'm going to change that specific customer city as a prompt. And then we are going to run the report, and we'll see how we are prompted for the customer city before we execute the report. So let me go back to the browser. I am referring to page number 27 in the Word document. So click on home, and I'm going to search for a report, and the report is sales by supplier and quarter. So MicroStrategy has predicted has already predicted this for us, sales by supplier and quarter. Select that. Now you see that you are presented by a screen which has a lot of prompts. Let's try to understand what is on this page. Over here, since it has multiple prompts, that is, one prompt is supplier, one prompt is quarter, and both are required. That is, they are mandatory. You cannot click on this run report unless you select answers. So this index is the index of all the prompts, and I would say this little section is prompt 1 and this little section is prompt 2. So what we are going to do now is, I already have McGraw-Hill selected in the suppliers. I'm going to remove that. So click on McGraw-Hill and click on this back arrow. So you can see that no suppliers have been selected. Now I'm going to add Simon and Schuster and Vintage Books to the list. You can use the search. You can use the search option over here, but see that the match case is enabled, so you should know which are in uppercase and which are in lowercase. So I know that I can see Simon and Schuster here, so click and I also want vintage books. So notice that whatever you select over here goes away from the available list. So this is the list of available and this is a list of selected. Click on vintage books and put it to the selected pane. Now let's save these answers. So you're going to click on save this. Just check this. It asks you what's the name you want to give over here. So you write here as selected suppliers and press enter. Is this okay? Okay. Now this box will still be visible. You can leave it like this. Now let's go back to quarter. I want to remove the ones that are selected. So what you can do is a quick tip. You can select on these the double arrows. It means remove all. So you don't need to explicitly select the quarters and remove them. So just directly select remove all. Now I want to add 2012 Q1 and 2012 Q2 to the selected list. So 2012 Q1 and Q2. One tip. Press 2012 Q1, press Control on your keyboard and select the other option, and 2012 Q1, 2012 Q2, and add it to the selected list. Now I want to save this answer when the report is run. I want to give the name Q1 and Q2 2012. Okay, now this is done. And now click on run report. It's maybe for the first time it may be difficult to find on this page over here, but it's located to the lower left corner. Click on run report. And notice how you have the quarters and the suppliers that you have selected. Okay, now let me open another report which has the same prompt. So you can directly click on a home from here, or you can select the MicroStrategy red star icon, and once you click on that, select home. Once you do that, you can in the search box type search for San Diego sales. San Diego sales. So this is the report I want. Select this report. Sure, Hannah. You can refer to the hands-on exercises, and I'll also be sharing the PowerPoint, so you can go through it and get back if you have any doubts. Thank you. Okay. So now in you notice that you have the same prompts. You have supplier and you have quarter. Now one option is you do the same thing as you did previously. You remove McGraw-Hill, remove these quarters, select Simon and Schuster, select vintage books, and select the quarters. But there is a facility called load answers. So click on load answers, and the previous one was you had named it as selected suppliers. So click on selected suppliers and see how your prompt answers have by default taken the answers that you loaded previously. Similarly, click on load answers over here. This was the name of the answers that we saved as, and see how it's changed to 2012 Q1 and Q2. And then go ahead and run the report, and you should see the filters that are being visible on the screen now. Is this okay with everyone? Okay. Let's move on to second part of the exercise, which is where we create a report, add a report filter, and convert that filter to a prompt. So click on, you can go back to home over here, and let's select a new report. And now we would click blank report. And I want to bring customer city. I want everything under the customer folder. So attributes, customers. I want customer city, so I'm going to just double click it. I want Notice how you see the pivot icons over here, because previously you enabled pivot buttons in your report and MicroStrategy remembers that. So after you run the report, feel free to disable it if you want to. So customer city, then I have my what's the next one? Customer region. So I want customer region to the right of customer city. Just double click it. As I mentioned, MicroStrategy by default places every second attribute to the right of the previous one. So, or you drag and drop it here. So for now, I'm going to double click it. I missed out call center. So what I'm going to do is trying to find call center. I'm referring to page number 32. So I have customer city, and then I need, I think I'm missing out something here. Yeah, I missed out one information. Call center is under the folder geography. So on page number 32 in the Word document, after detailed instruction 6, drag customer city to the rows of the template. There should be one more, expand geography and drag it to the right of customer city. But this is a good one where I already have customer city and customer region, and I want to place call center in between. So just drag call center in a way that you see a vertical bar to the right of customer city and drop it over there. Now I want to put profit as the metrics in my report. So I can go ahead to metrics and I can search for profit. So here I have profit. You can double click on it and it goes and sits under metrics. So this is what your report template looks like. Now, what we want to do is I want to add the report filter. So I'm going to go to report objects. I want to add it from the objects that I'm using in the report. So select report. So here this gives you the name of the pane that you have selected. This is all the objects that are available in the project, but I want only the report specific objects. So click on report objects. Now drag customer city to the report filter pane. So drag it till you see that yellow bar and drop it over there. Now, previously what you would have done is probably you would have done select and you would have chosen some values. But what you need to do now is you want to prompt the user for those values. So click on this question mark over here, and if you hover your mouse, you see a tooltip saying create element prompt. So what this is doing, this is it's converting a filter to a prompt. So click on this green question mark, and you see that it just tells you by default, it gives you this name elements of customer city. So now let's run the report. Since you have selected a prompt, you have to answer it. So but it's not required because we have not changed it to a required prompt. But however, just for the sake of seeing how the prompt works, let me search for Berkeley. I type BERK and click on search. I have Berkeley over here. Select this and click on run report. And let me disable the pivot buttons. So tools, pivot buttons. So this ends up the slide on prompts and the hands-on exercise, where we did two types of exercise. One, we changed a report filter to a prompt. That's we did it from scratch by creating a new report. And secondly, we loaded one report with a set of prompts. We saved those answers. We then opened up another report which has the same prompt, and we loaded those answers instead of selecting those answers again. And we saw how we could reuse prompts across reports.